Welcome to Unhinged and On Call. I'm Dr. Chelsea, your resident veterinarian.
And I'm Trish, a registered vet tech who's seen it all. Each week, we're pulling back the curtain on the wild world of veterinary medicine, from late-night emergencies to barnyard drama.
No filters, no fluff, just real stories, real laughs, and maybe a little emotional damage. Thanks for letting us share the madness with you. Welcome, everyone, to our Horsey episode
Yay!
of Unhinged and On Call.
Nay!
Unfortunately, today we had 2 last-minute cancellations, so Trish and I are up on the batting order.
You're stuck with us.
Whatever that's called. Yep, you're going to have to listen. If you don't like horses, I would say skip this episode.
Yeah.
Because that's what we're going to delve into.
Yeah.
Trish has a fun story from yesterday.
Oh my God.
You have to tell me.
Okay. I think, trail riding is always exciting. Like, I feel like something always happens.
Yeah.
Right? So I have quite a few,
I'm putting up some video, guys, because Trish and I both have the Meta glasses, the Ray-Ban Meta glasses. We should get paid. We should have actually gotten free ones.
Yeah.
To tell you all about this on the show. Is they're amazing because you don't need to carry your phone. Mm-hmm. And I read English, so I don't have a saddlebag. Mm-hmm. I assume you had your phone with you.
Yes, I did in my saddlebag. Okay. Yep. Mm-hmm.
But hands-free, so I can be running a cross-country course. Trish is like traipsing through these giant overgrown scrub oaks, and there's barely a path for the horses.
Except for on the other side of the bushes where we could have just gone
I
around.
question the sanity of the people you went with. But they're riding through this like massively overgrown scrub oak in these tiny little, you guys will see, I'll put a video up. But you can be hands-free, so you can still be riding and doing, obviously, like safely,
so awesome.
Navigating hard trails, and you can be recording. You can do still images. You can do up to 3 minutes of video at this point.
You can listen to music.
Oh yeah, you have music, calls, you can answer. I mean, they're basically AirPods, but cooler.
Well, and I got the idea from Chelsea, who's a freaking badass, just like running around doing ginormous cross-country jumps all over the place, and you can watch her entire course when she goes, which was the coolest thing ever, because you feel like you're there.
Because GoPros, we've had GoPros for a long time. I never bought one, but they mount on top of your helmet, like on the brim, and so they're just a bit too high. So really all you see is like the 2 horses' ears.
Yeah.
The horse's ears, and then none of the neck.
Right.
And so the nice thing about the Metas is it's literally exactly what I'm seeing from the horse.
Right.
Like, being on top and what we're approaching. And it's so fun because it's great to just, you don't even have, it's hands free. You can say, hey, Meta, start recording.
Cool.
And then it goes for 3 minutes. And so in the middle of a cross country course, I can just, even at a flying gallop, I can say, hey, Meta, start recording. She starts recording.
That's crazy. Yeah.
And then when you get back to your phone, you just have a Bluetooth connection with your phone and it imports your stuff right to the camera roll. It's amazing.
Wild.
It's
so
good.
Cool.
It's good imaging.
I
too.
know.
Like, the quality is great.
It looks like it's coming straight from your cell phone. So it's actually really, really neat. It is
super clear. So I'll put some video up because Trish's trail yesterday was quite... I mean, I don't understand all of it.
It's actually a pretty easy one. Like, it really wasn't anything bad. It was just like
you almost got decapitated.
What? No.
I'm putting up that video.
Just ran into a branch. It actually looks really stupid.
No, it doesn't. It's like an intense deal. So if you're listening, obviously you probably have to go to our YouTube channel at Unhinged and On Call to watch like the little clips. But I felt like that was a pretty intense trail. I like riding in the open.
If I like with the branches and stuff that hang down though, if you keep momentum forward, you can keep
but you're on
dodging,
a tall horse
and then somebody stops
with a horn in your belly.
Right.
Like she has to lay flat on her horse's neck to get under this one branch.
He's tall, I'm tall.
Yeah. Yes.
So we're not very like
I think you
dodgy.
could have gotten decapitated. But anyways, tell us about what happened to the other lady.
Oh my gosh, I felt so bad. I think she's fairly beginner rider, so I totally understand like if she's nervous because everybody gets nervous, right? And it's a lot like the unexpected, right? You don't know where you're riding, you don't know where you're going, or the horse that you're on,
what the horse is going to do.
Do. So I totally get it. And at first we were going up a pretty big incline so that you can get obviously to the top, but amazing views up there. So that's the whole goal, is just like the beauty of everything, and we can post videos of that too because it's actually super pretty in Sedalia. But we get to the top. So naturally, when you're on top, you have to go down. So to get down into the ravine area, we had to go down this really big hill. And I kind of notice, because I'm in the back, in the rear, I kind of notice her saddle pad slipping a bit. So I kind of try to yell, and I don't know if she could not hear me maybe at first or what, but I kind of yell, hey, you need to put all your weight in your right stirrup and see if you can shift all your weight over to your right to try to straighten out your saddle, because I see it kind of slowly slipping over to the left a little bit. And the pad underneath is also slipping even more. So she needs to try to get at least some type of center gravity with it to get to the bottom of the hill first.
Yes.
Then you can get off and fix it and all of that, right?
You shouldn't fix a saddle.
It's really hard
the
on
side of a hill.
Steep incline.
Or even dismount.
Yes.
Usually your trail is one horse wide.
Yes.
So you can't stand next to them.
Yeah. It was quite a bit. And so then, so I think she just got a little understandably nervous, and she kind of froze up a little bit and did not do any of those things. So then she continues to slip to the left, and the whole freaking saddle comes off to the horse's side. She goes with it. I try to
You're trying
help
to help
her wiggle her foot out, get your foot out of the stirrup so she can bail, because a lot of times you just bail off a mountain.
A planned exit.
Yes.
Is
you
much
just gotta
better than an
get
unplanned
off.
exit.
Exactly. And so that did not happen. So she at least in the very last moments got her foot out, and she
What's
was
crazy is that
off.
Trish was trying to help her, telling her what to do. And
Yeah.
this lady was so anxious that she literally said, I can't.
Yeah, just kind of froze up. I can't.
You shouldn't be riding if you can't carry out certain steps of a dismount.
Yeah, just a quick problem
Get
solve.
your foot out of the stirrup, because if you're on a horse that's nervous,
Yeah.
they get nervous when you're off balance, and then they can take off.
Yeah,
and you're
she's
stuck.
so lucky it was a stoic one. She's so lucky he just ground tied and stayed there and let it all happen. Because that's a lot of pressure for the horse too. A freaking,
They get scared.
25, 30 pound saddle that's shifting with a person on it. I'm surprised he didn't go forward,
Usually,
So, but she got off, and then the other person that was with us had to fix the saddle. And then luckily there was a little area where she could turn him around to higher ground on the side of the mountain and use that to climb back on. Cause it is hard also to get up from the ground if you're not used to that either. So at least there was an elevated area.
And part of and she's an older lady, right? But part of being able to go on trails is being able to get on your horse from the ground.
And on both sides too.
Hip flexibility, you got to work on that.
Yeah.
You got to, that's just a skill you have to have.
My whole plan, because I am not as mobile still, I'm still working on a lot of that, but I just freaking drop my whole stirrup.
Well, drop your stirrup.
And then fix your stirrup when you get back on.
Correct.
That's the easiest way.
That's fine.
I would be able to do that from any spot, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's necessary.
But your horse is tall.
For trail. Yeah, he's super tall.
Was that horse that tall?
No.
It didn't look
maybe 14. Well, no, 14, 3, 15.
Okay.
I would say.
She should be able to do that.
Right. Yeah, he was shorter, but.
Get on your horses, people.
Yeah.
And tighten your girth.
And tighten your freaking girth. Yeah, jeez. And then when we keep going through, then we get into all the bushes.
Oh, that was on the way down?
Yeah, this was later. The bushes and the sticks were after.
Oh, they were? Oh, God.
So we drive through this gorgeous field. I mean, it was really pretty. Okay. And then all the shrubbery and all of that starts, which is fun. I like going through stuff like that because I like to whatever. I like all that. And there were all these sticks that you're kind of breaking as you're going also. So I'm taller. So I try to break them for the people next time that come through. So you try your best as you go.
Yeah.
But the people in front of me stopped all of a sudden. And there was this ginormous freaking stick this big. And it's on my horse's head. He's kind of
it's already low.
What am I
for his
doing,
head.
Mom? He's kind of turning around, and he did so good, not panicking. He was just standing there what the hell? And the stick then goes into my face, and I'm okay. So I just
it's not a stick. It's a
it's a branch.
Yeah.
I keep saying stick.
There's video. There's a thick branch.
Yeah.
And the thing that cracks me up is all of a sudden she pans to the right and there's this fucking huge open field.
There's this whole
You could have
space.
just been riding in the
I
field.
know, and I didn't even see it.
So she ducks out because she couldn't have I don't think you could have gotten under that
nobody
branch
else was
from a stop.
moving. Yeah, and they
From
were
a
not
stop.
moving.
Yeah.
And I was just I'm gonna go this way. I gotta get out of here. So you just bail out the side, and that worked really well. And then there was water. It was, small water, but it was great. I had so much fun.
You got to pick the people you ride with on trails.
Yeah.
It's hard because you don't know until you go with them.
It is. Yeah, it is hard.
So it's nice you're invited.
Yeah, I seriously appreciate the invite.
Yeah.
I would ride with her again. She had a bad accident, so I think she was which I actually really appreciate. She's very safety conscious and almost overly communicative, which I don't mind at all.
Yeah.
That's
because the front person has to tell the back people heads up, or someone in the back has to tell somebody else, of course.
Yeah. She was also not in the very front. So it was that guy that would just stop.
And he wouldn't say anything.
And he had the ponied horse with him. So it was all the things. But we had a great time. We were in the back. So we were just having our own little party, troubleshooting, our own little battles. And it was great. We had so much fun.
You didn't come upon any moose calving?
Dude, I honestly was kind of hoping to see what he would do, to be honest, because I want to know if I'm alone,
When is that
does he
happen?
care? There were 150 head of elk out
shit.
there the other day.
Oh.
So they were out on Saturday and the whole field was covered with a bunch of elk. So there's a shit ton of elk. There are some bears.
Okay.
I don't know if I would assume moose down there, but they haven't said anything.
It's too far south for moose.
Yeah. And then you're watching out for snakes.
Well, this episode is brought to you by our friends at VetCS, your go-to for veterinarian developed CBD and wellness products for pets and horses. Founded by veterinary professionals, VetCS offers science-backed formulas made with premium hemp extracts to support calm behavior, joint health, and overall wellness, whether you're in the clinic or out at the barn. VetCS is all about helping animals live better naturally. Want to see what they're all about? Head over to vetcs.com to explore their full line of CBD products.
We'll give you a quick recap. Last June.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I asked you.
Yeah, I forgot.
Last June, we went on a corporate retreat and we took Tara, our lab manager from Loveland, and she loves to ride horses. So we did actually a private ride. It was kind of bougie. It
was great.
At
Bell Mountain Ranch.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not. Oh,
it's
no.
the one down south.
Yeah. Sorry.
God, I just went to go stay there again. I tried to book a
how am I
Devil's
blinking? Devil's Thumb.
Devil's Thumb.
Devil's Thumb. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we were at Devil's Thumb
fun.
Resort, which was really fun. But we had a guide and she was in front, and then 3 of us on horses, and we're all pretty experienced horseback riders. But Tara had not been riding in a while.
Right.
And she was bringing up the back, and we were going up this a little bit of an incline, but it was just twisty turny, and there was just enough trees. And the guide had already told us, okay, there's been some bear sightings, and that's normal up there.
Yeah.
It's not a huge thing, and they're black bears, so it's not crazy. But she just was like, hey, just a heads up. We've seen a lot of bear activity recently. And she didn't really tell us a signal necessarily, but we're kind of winding around this path. And all of a sudden, I'm second, I think.
Behind the head.
Directly behind the guy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then this is what's so cool about horses is their ears go up, and all of a sudden the guides and my horse are like, fucking get out of Dodge. And they do a 180 real fast.
Yeah.
None of us got unseated, but luckily Trish's horse followed suit. Well, Tara's horse was a bit lazier and was farther back. But all I see is this mom moose getting up, and she's dog sitting for a second.
She was
because
ginormous.
She's getting up, and you look down on the ground, and there's this fucking brand new wet calf.
Yeah.
And this moose is turning right at us, because she's
just dropped it. She just dropped it.
And thank God, the timing, had she dropped it 2 minutes before, she probably would have really come after us.
Yeah.
And they're fast.
And mean.
And so protective.
Yeah.
And then she just had
attack
whatever.
you.
So we had the perfect imperfect timing.
Yeah.
Where she wasn't able to completely charge after us.
Yeah.
So the 3 of us whip around, and all of a sudden, all Tara sees at the back
is us running at her.
three of us, horses and riders running at her, and she doesn't compute quick. I don't know.
I think I said something to her
we are
leaving.
Yeah.
It's time to leave.
They were yelling. But I think she somehow still ended up at the back and probably didn't know still until we got stopped.
What happened?
Because I don't know why the guide like didn't want us to run. I wanted to fucking gallop.
I know.
Out of there.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that bad of a trail. We could have.
No, the footing seemed okay.
Yeah. She was like, just, it's okay. Like, take it slow. And I was like, oh, no, I want to get out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
And then we finally told her and we're like, there was a moose like calving.
It was so big.
Right in front of us. It was really big.
I've never seen that before.
It was so close. We were like 20 feet, 10.
Yeah, super close.
It was only a horse or two length away. It was quite.
I didn't see it for a second until your horse whipped it. And then I saw as soon as yours, and I was like, oh my God. Oh, damn.
That's a big
That
moose.
is huge. And then you could see all the moose tracks. Like on different parts of the trail.
Yes, they were everywhere.
So different areas. There were definitely a ton of them up there.
And then we had like, I'm not usually an anxious person or scared, but we went a different way and then got to like this kind of a weird scenic route or whatever for cars in a parking lot. And my horse was starting to get real antsy. After that incident, I was like, I trust you, dude. Do whatever you need to do.
Yeah, no kidding. You need to get the fuck out. Get the fuck out.
Is there another moose or a bear or something?
Seriously.
And then I was just like totally listening to the horse and like, you do whatever you need to do.
They know so much
stay
sooner. Well, the other day at the barn, it was actually when we first moved in, actually the same lady, she told me, she's like, keep an eye out for snakes, right? And she's like, there are rattlesnakes on the property, right?
Yeah,
so she was like, if you see one, let them know because they'll kill them and remove them.
Okay.
But as soon as she told me that, literally, I turned my horse around, I go to tie him up, and
So you're on the ground.
so I'm on the ground. I'm walking towards the hitching post, and he stops dead in his tracks, ears forward, and he's just like staring at the ground, and I don't see anything. And I was like, well, what the fuck, dude? And I'm like trying to get him to move, and he won't. And he actually tries to inch towards what he's looking at a little bit, like a little brave. And then all of a sudden, this giant snake slithers through the fucking grass. No, it was a giant bull snake, so it was different. Good. But still, it was a giant, and I didn't fucking see it. So obviously, he sees it. They see it so much sooner.
I think horses visually have so much more than we think they do. People don't give them credit for that, but like people always, and I do think there's, of course, a distance directly in front of them that they can't see.
Yeah.
But for jumping horses, like it's crazy how much detail they see. It's wild.
Yeah.
And they know exactly where they're putting their feet. So people should give them more credit.
Yeah, seriously.
What's going on?
Well, there's just, and like the trail riding stuff too. There was, speaking of bailing or bailing off the side of a horse, I rode with friends. This was like, gosh, it had to have been almost 10 years now. I would say it's been a while.
Okay.
But we were riding on the Air Force Base property because her dad was the manager of the barn there.
Cool.
And so super savvy horses, like they all know the area.
Yeah.
And she is a very brave rider.
Okay.
And so she's like, oh, we'll go have fun and whatever and go here and there. So we're putzing around literally through the forest. It was so much fun. But there's this giant mountain, and she's like, okay, so at the top of that is this beautiful view, and you can see all the way to Denver, right? Like it's so pretty. We have to get to the top of it. And I'm like staring up this mountain. It is like, and I'm not even like, I was nervous. Yeah. I was like, fuck. So I knew this horse had done it before. She told me like, he is great. And you just literally give them their head and let them figure it out the entire way up. Right. And
then
so
you have to go down.
Well,
I don't mind that.
I start running this horse up this mountain, and she's in front of me, right? Actually, Lainey, was Lainey there? I'm trying to remember. Yes, Lainey, one of our guests, was with me on this ride. She can attest to this. Lainey, the little smarty pants, goes down the trail from us, finds a trail that is going up this mountain while we are running up the middle.
Care.
Oh no, it was like a nice trail to go up the mountain. Me and Becca are hauling ass up nothing. Straight up to the top.
Whoa.
My horse stops.
That's ballsy.
Yeah. He freaks out for a second over something. Stops. I'm trying to encourage him to keep momentum, and he does not. And then he starts pivoting around. And so I just jumped off of him. Oh, yeah. And then I hear Lainey. I'm standing on the side of the mountain holding my horse, mildly freaked out because I just bailed, right? Yes. And I'm looking around, and I hear Lainey going, there's a really nice trail over here if you guys want. I'm just like, God damn it. I just walked up the rest. I just walked up the rest. And we made it to the top and it was beautiful. It's worth it. I'll show you the picture.
And then
But
you
it's
took
gorgeous.
the nice trail back down?
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah. There was another way
good.
back down. And then there was a lake at the end we could swim in. So we got to swim.
With the horses?
Yes, on them. She
heck
didn't mind the
yes.
saddles getting wet and all of that. So
Yeah.
we got to swim. So it was all worth
I've
it.
never done that,
It was the
actually.
best like trail ride of my whole life, but still.
Wow.
It's crazy.
You have to bail.
Bailing on the sides of mountains is, yeah,
Yeah, it's crazy.
it was crazy. Have you
That's
had to
what,
bail on certain areas? Like,
No, I scared the shit out of Britt Liddell, she was also a guest with that whole engagement ride that we
oh
did
my
at
gosh.
Indian
We should have
Creek.
talked about that with her. That
We
was,
should have at Indian. Well, yeah.
well, you were there. I wasn't with
weren't
you.
there.
No, you
But I
were, you
was-
were distracting her.
I had my eventing mare was an Irish sport horse. It was super spooky, but she was pretty good on trails as long as she was behind someone. She was never like a leader. She was not her gig. So Britt has 2 Arabs. She took the more trail safe one, I think, that day. But the short version of the story for listeners is that her boyfriend at the time was going to engage her ask her to marry him on the trail. And him and I had like kind of planned this out, right? And I looked and on all the like maps of this Indian Creek, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
There's an inner loop, which is like a 7-mile loop.
Yeah.
There's also an outer loop, which is like an 18-mile loop, 15 to 18-mile loop. So me being me and not a great planner, I tell Sean, I'm like, okay, we'll meet, because I thought it was weird because she's probably going to want to be done like once he asked her and he was going to be on foot. Let's have it at the trailhead on the way back, right?
Yeah, at the end of the ride.
And so there's 2 different trailheads because it's a loop. So you're supposed to go out and around. You don't end up in the same place, but it's like not crazy far.
Right. Right.
So him and I planned for, 7-mile ride. It'll be about 2 hours, 2.5.
right.
Just be at the bottom when I get there, essentially. Right. And so like we're having a fun day. And I think, I'm trying to remember if Phantom would get on because I had to pick her up.
Okay.
I think it was getting on afterwards that he didn't want to do. I don't think we're delayed by him.
okay.
He didn't want to load the second time.
Oh, the loading. Yep.
To get back to her place. So my Irish mare is pretty good and back. But what had happened is the inner loop was overgrown. So we were going the outer loop. And so this whole time I'm trying to like text him, but I have 0 service. Like it is out there. This is also in Sedalia.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so there's 0 service.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to text him, get any sort of service without looking obvious that I'm
right.
like
That you're like, oh.
texting Sean. And so, and being like, hey, we're stuck on this fucking long route. And then you get up to the top and there's this part that goes into another, like a national park, but horses aren't allowed. And so we're like 12 miles in. It's been like 3 hours at this point.
Oh my God.
And both our horses are exhausted.
That's so long.
That's a long trail ride.
That's so long.
And we know that we're not even, we don't actually know truly where we are, except that we're still on a trail.
Yeah.
But there's all these signs saying that horses aren't allowed in
Yeah.
this park. But the trail goes through it. So kind of a little bit like Renegade. I was just like, fuck it, we're going.
Right.
And so
right.
like we need to get back.
Yeah, we
in
have to
my
get back.
head,
Yeah.
I'm like, Sean's waiting. He's been waiting for an hour because I can't get any texts in or out to him. Like I can't get any service. And so at some point, to answer your question about bailing, at some point, someone behind, what would it have been? No, it was actually someone in front of Phantom. So that was the horse she was on. Open an umbrella.
Oh, come on.
And we're on these switchbacks.
Was it raining?
Well, yes. But,
Oh
and
my
there's tree cover at this point, but it is a single trail. It's like not very wide, single horse trail. And there's pedestrians and whatever, like bikers and shit like that. And so my mare is pretty good, except for this umbrella open. She did a 180 and somehow I ended up facing Britt. So I don't know how it happened, but all of a sudden I was like, oh my God. And then she had done it so fast that like getting her to turn around without losing the footing and like going down the hill.
Oh my God.
I was just like, how do I?
Because there was a
turn her
drop off.
around?
There was
Yes,
a drop off.
Major.
Oh, fuck. That's a worst.
Major.
That is a worst.
We're on the side of a hill.
Oh no. Oh no. I get off.
So I think, I don't know if I backed her to the next switchback where there was more room or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I ended up like backwards, like charging at her on this fucking Irish draft. She was a sport horse, but she was more draft than sport.
Oh
And
my God.
holy cow. Brett was just like, what? What are you doing?
Let me traumatize you first.
So I don't remember actually if I got on and off or not, because I just couldn't fathom like turning her
Right. There's no
back
room.
slowly. Like she's somehow maneuvered
When she's freaking out.
when she freaked out. But
Of course, there's a freaking umbrella in the middle of nowhere, like on a trail. Come on.
but that's why you're a trail horse. She's got to be used to stuff.
I told Kaya, my daughter, yesterday,
Yeah.
I was like, so we're going to bring some tarps and
Yeah,
umbrellas
yeah,
because
you
I want to
gotta-
see.
have
Like,
to see.
apparently he's really good, but
Well, yeah, he's
still
very good. But you got to try
desensitizing
things.
fun. Yeah.
But yeah, we on the engagement part. This was like the most rigorous test of whether or not you want
Yeah.
to marry someone. Is he ended up
Yes.
waiting? He's scared because we're not back, and we had this plan, and so he's like, "Did they fucking die up there?" So he had like run up the trail for a while, and then came back down, and then we ended up fucking on the wrong trailhead. Like he met us on the wrong side. Well, and it probably wasn't his fault. It was probably ours that we started and didn't realize we're on a different loop.
Yeah,
Or couldn't get to
a
the inner
different
loop.
area.
Inner loop was completely closed. So then, and he doesn't know that. So then,
Oh my God.
so he's waiting at the trailhead and we have to come out one side and come back. And Britt was done. Like
Yeah.
mentally
exhausted.
Because it was like 5.5, 6
That is
hours.
so long.
And our horses were tired. Like our
I would
butts were
cry.
tired.
I would start
We were
crying.
basically crying. That was probably the most like adrenaline and stress I've had in a very long time
Oh
because I
my
was like, I am messing up their engagement. Like
No.
this is my fault.
Oh, and she had no
Well,
idea.
Like
And, oh.
in the following weeks, I asked people and I was like, have you been to Indian Creek? And they're like, oh yeah, that's a long one. You know,
Oh my
whatever.
God.
But I asked people, it's just silly because I think I can read a map and like decipher how long a trail is going to be. And
So we're never
you have
going
to
there
talk to people. Well, yeah, if it's planned and you have lunch, like we had no food, we had minimal water. Like it was silly.
You were
And
surviving.
and her horses were so tired. And then he
Oh my
popped the
God.
question. She was so surprised. She had no idea. And then it took us like 2 hours to get our horse on the trailer because he was so tired. I don't even remember why. I don't know. He wouldn't get on.
I'm surprised if he was so tired that
Usually
he
they
wouldn't
get on
load faster.
'cause they wanna
Yeah.
go
Like,
back.
he's
But I
like-
remember it being this whole thing. So yeah, I think I took my mare off and then put him in the front, put her in the back, and then we finally took off.
Oh
but it was
my
like
God.
an entire day. And we were so exhausted.
You were
But that
such a
was,
good
like,
friend though to help like organize the whole thing.
Except for
And then
I
you
mucked-
take on the mental load of, I gotta get
But
there.
I like mucked it up. It was not poor Sean.
No,
And then I
it's
was
not
like,
your fault.
you know what? If you're able like and willing to wait for 3 hours,
Yep.
he's
the one.
the best guy ever.
And they're still married, everybody,
They
and they
are.
bought their dream home,
Yeah.
and they have horses at their house now in their own
Yeah.
barn. And Britt's been redoing it, and
Yeah.
so
he passed the test.
yay, guys!
Seriously,
You're doing it.
that was wild.
That is so crazy, though.
So
of
if
course, a
we're-
freaking umbrella.
When we
God.
go trail riding, you can choose the trail. I'm not the best
Open
chooser.
space,
Yeah, open space, out and back,
flat
out and back.
open space.
I can do that.
No, we'll find a fun place to go. We gotta go soon.
Yeah.
Maybe a good fall
can't-
colors
Oh yeah, that would
or
be
something. I don't know.
Fun. I have to tell you, this is 20 something years ago, but the reason Paul is like super scared of horses.
Oh,
my little brother, who's an attorney and he's a partner in VetCS. And,
Yeah,
I
he
love-
is scared
I
of
love him. He's
horses.
so
I didn't
scared of
realize he
horses.
was. Oh, okay.
Yeah. He'll try to act like okay, but he doesn't like them.
Yeah.
He was on. So every family vacation, wherever we'd go, I'd be like, "Can we please ride horses?"
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I grew up in a non-horsey family, so it was like the thing to do whenever we'd go on a vacation,
Yeah.
a family trip. It was like, "Let's go do the horseback riding."
Yeah.
And everyone else hated it,
That's so
but they would
funny.
do it.
I just saw a TikTok about that. That's like, there's always the one horse girl in the family that makes everybody trail ride on vacation. I just saw it yesterday.
I fucking hated
It's so
it.
funny.
Like my mom had horses growing up, so she knew how to ride, but it wasn't like she didn't love it, you know? So
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I would like drag them on these trail rides. Well, I don't even remember. I wish I did because I was probably 9 or 10. My brother would have been like 7,
Oh, young.
but his cinch was not tight.
Oh, come on.
So halfway through a trail, and I think he had to have had a helmet on, or maybe these are back in the days where you didn't wear a helmet.
Yeah.
He literally, the horse like shook, you know what, when they shake
Yeah,
because they're itchy and like
Yeah.
sweaty and stuff. The whole saddle came over.
Poor Paul. Oh, no.
And there was a fucking rock, and he hit his head like
Oh,
on
shit.
the rock,
Oh, no.
and was underneath. And the horse was good. I don't think it didn't ever step on him, but he remembers like hitting his head on the rock
Oh, poor Paul.
and just
Oh,
being
no.
like, "Can they shake?" So I don't think he he ever got on a horse after that.
Oh, he's got to ride again.
I know.
We should get him on a trail ride.
My niece Coley to ride horses and do all that.
Oh yeah.
Just trying to bring her to the dark side.
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, all girls like riding horses.
Yeah.
But yeah, he is not about it. So, but that's like tighten your girth, people. I'm the worst at tightening my girth, but
you are. Oh, I'm kind of a weirdo. I'm like, I can't slip. Yeah.
Well, I feel bad because I'm like, I don't want it to be too tight. And
I do a 3-phase tighten.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh my.
I tighten.
Very intense.
I pull it up and then I put it in my keeper and I leave him before I even do the bridle, obviously, and all of that.
Yeah.
And then I walk him to the arena. I tighten before I get into the gate. And then I go in, and then right before I get on, I make sure it's tight again. I know. I'm making sure I had a horse. Well, it wasn't my horse, but I rode a horse when I was younger that used to just hold his breath for so long. And you're like poking them, like, let go. Like you can watch their nostrils. And he's like, probably, I mean, if you could see them turn blue, he is probably blue, but you can't. I'm just holding it.
I'm going down.
Yeah.
I'm going down with this girth.
Exactly. I'm not falling off today because you're holding your breath.
That is
no
so
way.
funny.
I know. We got to get Paul back on a horse. If you're listening, Paul, I don't know if you listen to us or not. We'll get you on a nose to tail. It'll be good.
I'll like show up to lessons and they're like, your girth has like error between it. I'm like, well, I'm balanced, and I'll tighten it then.
Can
but
stay
like,
on.
But yes, in general, I'm just like, I'm balanced. It's fine. I'll jump a course.
When I was going up and down the hills yesterday, in my head, I was like, I should have bought that fucking back cinch. I still don't have one. I think it's fine regardless. But
you didn't fall.
No,
the other chick did.
But in my head, I was like, I'm gonna buy a back cinch now. I keep like, it's the last piece.
But I actually
keep
need
forgetting.
That.
Yeah. My God.
Wow.
That's so crazy.
That
We'll have to get him on a horse and just.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And help.
Maybe Fame.
I was gonna say he'd come see Fame. It's close to them.
Okay.
Or Coley too, if she wants to come.
To.
Yeah,
they would love to.
He's so good with kids. He just like
and
it's hard to get him to walk when Charles is on him. He'll like barely take a step. I think he knows.
Funny.
So
my horses are not in that category. Gosh is good with Addie. He can get a little funny. He has like awful kissing spines, and so he can get a little funny with Mason if I put him on first. But if I warm him up and ride, then the kids are great. Yeah. And so like at shows and stuff, I feel bad. He'll like do so great a show, but that's when the kids come a lot with Brett or family. Yeah. And they're like, can I ride? Can I ride? And he's like done showing, and I'm like, sure.
Yeah. Get on.
Yes, what you want.
I put like 3 people in a row on. I'm like, here, Swiss, sit in the saddle. Swiss sat in the saddle the other day. He just took a few. I think he like fractured a rib doing jujitsu. And so he was already injured.
Oh no.
But it had been like a week and we didn't know if it was for sure fractured or if it was like his muscle. And I was like, God. But the dismount.
He could
I made him dismount onto a mounting block, but still he was like, I think I re-pulled it.
In pain. Yeah. Whoa.
So does Addie like to ride though, your daughter?
Oh yeah. You can't get her to get off when she comes out.
Do we buy a pony now? What's the next thing?
I don't know.
Me and Chelsea.
Yes, I guess if a pony like fell into my lap, there is one popcorn that she can ride like at any time. And there's ponies at the barn. So I'm trying to fight the urge because I do have room in the trailer, but then I have to pay board on a pony, so I don't necessarily want to do that. So I'm just waiting because she can ride Gosh, and Lane is the new one. She's probably not ready for that.
Okay.
You swing a leg over, and she might be good with kids. She's a thoroughbred and they're pretty smart. Yeah. Well, he's great. He's leased out.
Still leased, yeah.
So I can take her to like when we're in Parker visiting my parents. I can.
It's a lot though, when you're already like.
And he's huge. It's hard to hold her. He's like 17.1. It's hard to hold her. You can barely reach her hip. Yes. Yeah. When because it's usually just me. So like lead line and hold her is really hard.
Yeah.
And that's a long ways for a 3-year-old to fall.
Totally. Oh my gosh. It's huge.
She wanted to trot on Gosh the other day and we did a bunch of times.
Did she?
But it was just I think it was in my jump saddle, and I just have a little bit. Oh, actually I didn't have a handle on that saddle. Oh. Because usually I have one for my air vest. And so I just have her grab onto that, but it's a normal like adult saddle. So it's pretty big, and she doesn't have her feet in the stirrups.
Yeah.
And so she's trotting, and every time it would be like 4 or 5 steps in, she's flat onto the neck. And laughing.
Oh, she has fun. Oh, that's so sweet.
And
though.
Gosh will barely even trot because he's nervous, like that she's up there.
Like,
but we did it like 3 times, and then he was like, "I'm done." Like, he would not. He'd barely walk.
Oh,
he's like,
so
"This chick
cute.
keeps falling on my neck. Like, what is happening?" She'd be.
You're just making a horse girl right
laughing.
now. Gosh. Oh, that's so cute, though.
And every time I was like, "Are you okay?" And she had a helmet, so it wasn't like hitting her face, but she was like laughing hysterically, and I was like, "You almost fell off 3 times."
Oh
like,
my god!
Because I have her thigh.
Yeah.
So she would. I could probably like guide her slowly down. But
Yeah,
she's like 40 pounds, so it's not like easy.
You gotta catch her.
Catch her.
Uh-huh. Oh my gosh.
And he would just stand if I let go of him. But it's
trotting so funny because it's like
at some point, maybe a 4-year-old.
You almost wish you could like trotting builds all the fundamentals to canter, but then the cantering is the like nicer one between the two, like movement wise.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's like you have to trot so much before you learn to canter, but it is so much more bouncy. Like Kaya trotted the other day on a lunge line.
Good.
Because she's still working on like hands and stuff too. But she was smiling and laughing the first time.
Oh.
And then the second time, I think like I was trying to explain like her core and like holding herself, right?
Yeah.
And then it just kind of turned a little bouncy. She actually looked pretty good from me from the ground, but to her, he's so big.
Yeah.
Like his movements are big. And I told her that. I was like, he is taller, so he just moves bigger. So it feels like so much more than what's actually happening.
Yes. Well,
if that makes sense.
No, it's
like,
always amplified what you feel versus what it looks like.
Yeah. So I told her, I was like, you looked great. She was like, I feel like I was going to fall off. She was all pissed.
Oh, she was?
Yeah, she was upset. But I made her just like keep walking and finish on a good note and we'll try again. But
yeah. It is bouncy.
Yeah.
I actually rode a friend's horse yesterday, Bareback, because we're working through some lameness stuff with the mare. And so I had ridden her a couple months ago after a treatment. She actually felt really good. And then through a series of different things, she's like had a couple hind end lamenesses. And so I'm helping she's a client, but a friend, helping her try to figure her out. So we're on trial drugs right now, seeing if she's like responding and all that.
Yeah.
So yesterday I get on and she will barely walk. And she's in her jump saddle. And I was like, okay, this isn't going to work. Like, this is a sport horse. She like events and like is quite nice. And I was like, this mare is like broken. And so, and that was the only saddle we had, I thought, available to us. So then I was like, I'm going to do something crazy. And because I never bareback ride, like ever.
Not
on
I
have
yours?
thoroughbreds.
No.
They're fucking like, what's that called? Their withers are huge. Shark withers. They're like awful. You don't bareback ride a thoroughbred. No. But this mare is nice. She's like she's kind of a weird cross, but a warm blood and like saddlebred cross. And so her barrel is quite nice and flat. And I was like, this is the perfect, and she's out of shape. So like, this is the perfect one to ride bareback on.
Yeah.
And it is. I was trotting around like kind of okay, except she started feeling better. And then she started getting bigger trot.
Oh my God.
Trot. And she's listening. She's a great mare. Yeah. But I was like, this is just easier to canter. And canter has been her main issue. And so we've been looking at SI and pelvis ultrasound and doing all this stuff. And we've traded her a few times. And sure as shit, like you took the saddle off and then she's cantering like a pro. And I just had to grab mane and try to like, because I was galloping around. I felt like I was on like a little war pony because she's smaller than mine and rounder. And I was just going. I felt like an Indian. Like,
that's amazing.
Whatever politically correct.
Native American.
Native American.
Yes.
I'm 1/8 Native American. So I feel like I can say that.
Oh my God.
But I felt like I was like an Indian going into battle.
She's just trudging through it. Oh my gosh. That's so fun. That like was it
the
fun?
canter is so much easier to ride. It was so much fun. Yeah. I know. She was all like, thanks for helping. I was like, no, I had a blast.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't get to ever bareback.
Great.
And so
that is cool.
The only issue was canter down to trot. Coming from a big old canter to a big trot. Yeah. And I didn't foresee that. And the mare was so honest. Because I was like I ended up balancing a little bit on my hands. And then she's a mare. So she would just like flip her ears like for a few strides until we got back to a normal trot. Yeah. Where I wasn't like, my seat bones were jabbing into her back.
Oh my gosh.
Because she could have very easily taken advantage and just bucked or like done one little movement and I would have been off.
Yeah. I would have fallen off in the beginning.
It was so fun. Just like galloping around bareback.
That's crazy.
She's like like a little little couch.
This was yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so, and it was such a nice day out too.
Yeah.
It was nice.
But then
out.
we figured out, I mean, the cool thing about that, is she, for some reason, a different saddle fitter had helped her a while ago. And she had actually bought this like, gullet changeable system. It was a Kenton Masters.
Interchangeable.
And so she had this like saddle that she really hadn't even used in 9 months or something. And so we changed out the gullet to the extra wide tree, and got back on her. So totally different saddle, a dressage saddle.
Okay.
But got back on her and she was a pro.
That's
so,
crazy.
Like, through
matters.
Like through taking off. I mean, I had fun, but what we were finding out was like, she does not like that other saddle.
The pressure.
And it technically fits her, that saddle, except for maybe tree shape is wrong or something's wrong, because then the mare went beautifully in the dressage saddle. And then the owner was able to get on. She hasn't been able to like canter her for months. 2 months probably. And then she was just like easily canting around and could collect her.
Isn't it crazy?
And so, I mean, tack is so important, but it was just like, there's this process to it, which is eliminate variables and see how the horse does.
Right.
All of a sudden the horse was like blowing and like snorting in a good, soft snorts in a good way, and like releasing her back. And she was so happy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It totally matters, right?
Yeah.
Like it makes a huge difference with them. Even like the smallest, I mean, if you think about it, like.
Well, and I looked at that saddle after we got off and I was like, the initial jump saddle. And I was like, there's nothing wrong with this saddle. Like by a textbook.
Yeah.
But the mare doesn't like it. So you just gotta keep an open mind. And I don't know that that's the permanent answer. Like having the other saddle, she needs a jump saddle still. But I think there is something to her back, because she's like, they won't canter if they have a hind end and they're pushing. They're not going to canter well if their back hurts.
Yeah,
Like,
totally.
it disconnects in the middle of their body,
Right.
and then they just have a 4-beat crappy
Counter.
I started saying counter canter. I was like, we weren't counter cantering. We were not doing that.
We were just trying to just get it going.
Yeah, just basic canter.
I had the saddle fitter out on Saturday.
You did?
Yeah,
Good.
just to look at mine.
Great.
Because I did see like sweat marks and up on his shoulder the other day a little bit more, but
Like patchy.
yeah, patchy. Yeah, not consistent. And so I called her out, and it actually fits.
Yay.
It's just the little, and I'm terrible at names. Or it's pinching right at the top. A little bit. Yeah, but by the withers, but I forget what the part of the saddles on my Western saddle is called.
pommel?
Right there. No. Like lower, like right on the flap almost.
I
Like
don't know.
above.
Tree points?
Maybe. Yes, maybe.
Okay. The tree points are too narrow.
Are they the same on the Western?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a tree.
So I think, and it was just on like the left specifically,
Oh.
because I think it's an older one, maybe, that it just was. She said she like suggested a different saddle pad, but everything else fits in perfectly on it.
Yeah.
So she would I just bought a different saddle pad, and then she was like, if you can square up like dish towels and then shove those in there in addition to the other one in that one spot,
Okay.
then the rest of the like pressure or all the other points stay the same, and it doesn't change anything on his back. Because if you were to like put extra
That's better
elsewhere,
than,
it's
well, yeah,
crazy.
That's better than a new saddle.
I guess I was like, so I don't need a brand new Circle Y trail saddle.
You have a nice saddle.
It is. It's a good one. It's older, but it works.
You can get a different one
I'll ride
later.
it for a while. I don't need a $4,000 Circle Y.
You need a. Trish has been trailer shopping, so yeah, she's one thing at a time. Oh yeah,
divorce
sorry.
me.
Don't show him this episode.
Oh, I already showed him. I planted the
good.
seeds.
Okay,
but luckily,
this is a covert
the
operation.
expensive trailer sold.
Oh, good.
So
that was a good deal.
We can. It was.
For
I tried to tell him.
$25,000. Well, it's still an expensive trailer.
I know.
They'll come up. They're
random.
here.
So I think I'll maybe commence in the spring. I'll give it through the winter. and maybe that'll be good spacing.
You were on a roll. That was
my husband was like,
you do have to space it out.
We just bought the horse,
but now we have to move the horse.
Now there's a trailer. What's after the trailer? And I was like, nothing, unless you want a horse to put in the 2-horse trailer. That would be the only other thing.
Yeah, we don't need anything else. No more saddles. No more.
I have everything. Later. Well,
thanks for hanging with us with our horse stories today. We kind of had to just, what is that? Oh, no, I'm forgetting.
When Chelsea's looking for her next saying.
Yeah. When I'm teaching Trish all the cliches.
All these cliches. Yeah, I don't know any of them. I'm like, I've never heard that before. So funny.
All right. Well, thanks guys for listening to our improvisation.
Yes.
If you have funny horse stories, it doesn't have to be vet med related.
Yeah.
I think there's plenty of good material with horses and trail rides and all that stuff. So you can email us at chat@unhingedandOnCall.com. Or we have a submission form on our website. Same thing, unhingedandOnCall.com. Fill out the submission form and then you can be a guest on our show. We'd love to have you.
Yeah, for sure.
Have a great day.
Thanks, guys.